They are staggering statistics. Pharmacy robberies in Maine have more than doubled since last year, and the year's not over yet.
53 pharmacies have already been robbed in 2012. That's up from 24 last year, 21 in 2010, and just a handful per year before that.
The city of Augusta has had more pharmacy robberies than any other community in the state, including 3 this month alone.
Our Kate Barker spoke with police in Augusta today about what they believe is behind this spike. She explains tonight in our top story.
The CVS on Capitol Street in Augusta is back open today, one day after it was robbed. The search is still on for the suspect tonight.
It's very alarming for us.
The Augusta Police Department says someone walked into the CVS on Wednesday afternoon and demanded prescription drugs. No one was hurt, but the suspect took off on foot and got away with a number of pills.
And of course, we were watching out the window.
Carmen Fournier lives in a neighborhood behind the CVS.
Yeah, it does make the neighborhood nervous, and it's not the first time. And our concern is, you know, where are they going when they run?
Pharmacy robberies are a huge problem across the state and in the city of Augusta. Police say it's because there is a serious prescription drug addiction problem here.
They got to stop shutting down rehabs and detoxes. They got to start opening them up.
The Augusta Police Department has had 9 pharmacy robberies so far this year, 3 in the past 2 weeks alone. 1 at Walmart, 2 at this CVS.
Our detective division, who does a really wonderful job, their resources are just are taxed.
Police have started meeting with pharmacy employees to talk about crime prevention. And while not everyone can afford new security cameras and equipment, police say employees and the public shouldn't be afraid to call police even before a crime occurs.
If you see something suspicious while you're shopping, call us immediately. We would rather go and find nothing.
Augusta police have a very high success rate when it comes to solving these types of crimes. Still, neighbors are anxious for the suspect to be caught.
Treat these people so that we hopefully can, you know, get 1 or 2 at least off the street.
There is no doubt it's only a matter of time before somebody gets hurt.
Police say there are similarities between the recent robberies in Augusta, but they're still working to determine if they're all connected. We're reporting in Augusta. I'm Kate Barker, News 13.
Now, we do want to give you a description of this latest suspect. Police say he is a thin white male, about 5 feet 6 inches tall. He was wearing khaki pants, white sneakers, dark gloves, and a dark shirt with a hood at the time. He also had a dark mask. If you have any information, you are urged to contact Augusta Police.
Another type of crime is also on the rise: burglaries.
Yeah, whether it's drugs, the economy, or something else, much of Maine is seeing a spike in these break-ins, including this week in Brunswick. Our Steve Roldan has the story.
It's a part of Brunswick where homes are scattered and tucked away in a canopy of trees and vegetation. The rural life appealing to those who live here and enticing to some looking to make off with people's belongings. Brunswick police say on Tuesday nearly half a dozen homes were broken into near the area of Pleasant Hill Road and Highland. Some owners losing thousands of dollars in belongings.
Come on out, you baby.
People like Mark Vierhe protecting their homes with family pets like this one and an alarm system installed in his home.
Being off the road like this, we're always concerned of what goes on, because someone can come up here, basically pull a truck up and offload everything in the house. So, it is a concern.
Brunswick police say it is that time of year where they see a surge in home break-ins, and they say many of them can be prevented. They say the biggest tip for homeowners is to lock the doors on your home. Police say in one of the burglaries, the homeowners had not locked the doors to their home. Insurance agents say locking your doors, along with a few other steps, could lessen your chances of being burglarized.
One of them would be to make sure that the lighting, you have proper lighting around the home, well lit. Make sure that your shrubbery is trimmed so that people can't hide behind the shrubs and the trees and things of that nature.
Grimes says it's also a good idea to make an inventory of your belongings in case you are burglarized. She says it will make the process of replacing your belongings much easier.
Take a video camera, really. You don't have to spend hours and hours on an inventory list. We don't really expect that. However, if you are victimized, if you have at least a video footage of your home, walk through it slowly, open drawers, open your cabinets, any valuables, lay them out.
Pictures of your belongings will do the trick. And when possible, keep a list of models and serial numbers on any of your belongings that have them. And for people like Virhi, he's hoping the precautions he's taken, along with man's best friend, will prevent burglars from hitting his home.
He's a pretty good deterrent. A lot of people come to the door and would be pretty scared to see a dog that's probably, he was 190 pounds.
In Brunswick, Steve Roldan, News 13.
Now, several other home burglaries also reported along the same road into Freeport. Brunswick police believe these are, or at least could be, related.
Now to an update on the New Hampshire couple accused of severely beating a child. Tonight, that couple is behind bars, caught by police at a Florida theme park. Now a relative of the child is speaking out tonight. News 13's Adrian Stein joins us live in our studio. And Adrian, he has some pretty strong words for the man accused of beating the child.
That is right, Kim. He basically says it would be better if he never sees his face because he is just so angered by the allegations against the child's mother and her boyfriend, who you see here behind me. Now, this is the child at the heart of the investigation, 3-year-old James. His mother, 23-year-old Jessica Linscott, and her boyfriend, 27-year-old Roland Dow, are behind bars, accused of severely beating him. Police say Linscott dropped her son off at a New Hampshire hospital with a brain injury, massive bruising, visual impairment, and burns. Linscott claimed the child had injured himself. Authorities say that's when Linscott and Dow dropped out of sight for more than a week. U.S. Marshals eventually caught up with them in Orlando, Florida, attending a parade at Universal Studios. According to the child's paternal grandmother, the boy has had 2 brain surgeries and is beginning to regain his sight. Linscott's uncle says he is disgusted and furious over the allegations and says the boyfriend better not come around him.
I don't know her boyfriend, and I really don't want to know him. That's real cold. I just can't. I can't. I just can't believe it.
The child's father died months after James was born. As for Linscott and Dow, U.S. Marshals say the two showed no emotion when they were taken into custody. Dow is now facing felony child abuse charges. Linscott is facing 6 counts of endangering a child. They are scheduled to appear in a Florida court tomorrow. Reporting live in the studio, Adrian Stein, News 13.
All right, thanks for the update, Adrian. New at 6, an Episcopal priest appears in court today.
Yeah, it's his first appearance since authorities say they caught him smuggling drugs into the Two Bridges Regional Jail. News 13's Beth Jones has new details.
The Reverend Stephen Foote went before a judge today here in Lincoln County Court for the first time since being charged with drug trafficking. Now, he didn't enter a plea, but the judge did grant a motion to have certain confidential inmate records from Two Bridges Jail turned over to his attorney. Police say Reverend Foote, seen here in court this morning, is accused of bringing drugs into Two Bridges Regional Jail, specifically a drug called Suboxone, which is used to wean people off harder drugs like heroin. Officials say Foote was trying to get the drugs to a former parishioner who was being held at the jail, and while officials say Foote knew what he was doing was illegal, they also believe he thought he was just trying to help. Foote's attorney says he agrees and is worried the actual charge is sending the wrong message about his client.
He wasn't selling drugs. He wasn't trafficking is an unfortunate term for this charge. It implies that he was selling drugs. I know that a lot of people think that that was the case. Nobody's accusing him of that, and that certainly was not the case.
Reverend Foote remains free on bail, and his diocese has placed him on administrative leave. His case is now scheduled to go before the grand jury sometime in January. In Wiscasset, Beth Jones, News 13.
Foote's attorney says if the grand jury does formally indict him in January, he will have to enter a plea at that time.
That attorney says he believes there is more to this story than someone simply trying to get drugs into a prison, and they'll be looking closely at those inmate records once he gets them.
Well, at the State House tonight, the wheels are in motion to cut state services. The reason, a $35.5 million budget shortfall caused by lower than expected state revenues made businesses making less money, consumers spending less, and there's new information tonight about money at DHHS. News 13's Brad Rogers is back from the State House. Brad, sounds like these budget cuts are going to happen. The only question is when.
Yeah, right, Craig. Governor LePage could act quickly and issue an executive order calling for the cuts to virtually every state agency. Under state law, the governor has the power to curtail state spending, but he cannot pick and choose on how those agencies reduce the spending. Members of the outgoing Appropriations Committee also got the bad news today. The reasons for the shortfall almost too many to count. The slow economy, high prices on fuel and other goods, not enough jobs, and fears that their taxes could go up if Congress fails to act on the fiscal cliff crisis. They're all causing consumers in Maine to watch their spending. Maine businesses are also making less money and spending less as a result, and it all adds up to fewer tax dollars going into the state coffers. Governor LePage could do nothing and let the incoming legislature deal with the budget crisis, but more than likely he will order the temporary curtailments to get state spending under control sooner rather than later.
My recommendation is that steps be taken to temporarily curtail allotments to allow us to remain in budget balance.
$35 million is nothing to shy away from. This is a fiscal challenge that we need to address quite immediately, and we're prepared to do so.
Another possibility, Republican Senator Roger Cates, who serves on the Appropriations Committee, may try to convene the legislature early in December after the members have been sworn in so they can take care of this crisis. And Greg, another twist today, we're now learning that there's another $100 million Medicaid shortfall in the Department of Health and Human Services for this next fiscal year. So the governor and legislature will have to deal with those cuts as well.
All right, challenging times, Brad. Thanks so much.
Now, your Weather Authority forecast with Charlie DePresti.
Welcome back, everyone. A cold front moves through tonight. Tomorrow looks chilly, certainly by November standards. Upper 20s for highs, will be breezy as well. Some snow showers or even some light snow is possible late on Saturday. It shouldn't be a big deal. Chance for a late day rain showers expected on Sunday. I think Sunday's just mostly cloudy to end out the weekend. Speaking of mostly cloudy, I tracked a lot of these clouds on the increase during the afternoon, that from our Raymond Skycam time lapse. And now we're awaiting that cold front I was just telling you about. And out ahead of that cold front, we have some snow to deal with. Snow in the mountains only, at least at this point. Steady as snow from Conway points north up to Berlin, New Hampshire, heading right across Route 2 there, Bethel, Newry, Rumford, heading up to Carabasset Valley, Rangeley, southern Franklin County, heading into Wilton, Farmington, Jay. There's Waterville. Augusta's getting into some light snow and snow shower activity. It's like a little mixture of some rain and snow as you head closer to Belfast and Camden. This will approach the coastline, but I'll tell you what, it should weaken a little bit for us here along coastal areas over the next several hours. So there is just a chance for a snow shower or a snow squall. All the accumulating snow should stay in the mountains. Whatever's falling right now from Augusta points north, heading back into the hills and mountains here, most of that is melting on impact just due to the fact that temps are above the freezing mark. Most areas are in the mid-30s right now. That will change very shortly. And the reason for that, we have a cold front that's going to move through. That cold front you see right in there, disregard the little dip right there, but a northwesterly wind will pick up. You'll feel that wind gusting at times over 20 miles per hour. That will bring in the colder air diving south out of Canada. Now to storm trackers starting off tomorrow or late tonight. There's the front moving through around 10 o'clock tonight. Again, there is the chance even for a snow shower or snow squall here at the coastline as well, but this should weaken a little bit as it approaches the coast. It's long gone by tomorrow morning. In fact, a mostly sunny start to the day. Temps start in the teens to near 20 degrees, so a cold start to the day, and tomorrow will be a cold end of the work week. Notice a mixture of sun and clouds tomorrow, brightest over northern areas, a few clouds over southern regions. Look at the temps though. During the prime heating of the day, we're struggling to get out of the mid to upper 20s, and it will be breezy as well. So wind chills will play a factor in tomorrow's forecast as well. As we head into Saturday now, clouds start to thicken up a little bit ahead of a warm front. Some warmer air is going to try to punch in here late in the weekend. Out ahead of that feature, we will see at least a chance for some light snow and snow showers developing, indicated by the light blue there. These temps are probably a little bit too cool. We should at least make into the 30s. I don't think it's a big storm, but some very light accumulations are possible. As far as accumulations go tonight, this takes us through the day tomorrow. Up near the Canadian border, a few spots near 2 inches of snow coating over central and northern portions of Oxford, Franklin, and Somerset County. So probably about 2 to 5 in some of the hillier terrain back through the, I should say, the presidential range and up near the Canadian border, a coating to 2 back to the hillier terrain of Oxford, Franklin, and Somerset County. Sunny skies tomorrow, a mixture of sun and clouds by afternoon anyway. Temps return into the 20s for highs, 30s on Saturday. Chance for snow showers or light snow during the afternoon. Then a cold front moves through on Sunday night. Temps will not cool off in its wake. Temps will be in the lower 50s early next week. So how's that sound? We go from 20s for highs on Friday to lower 50s early next week. In between there, a few showers at times over the weekend.
That sounds almost too cold and too warm. We need something right in the middle.
There's nothing in between. It's a transition season, and it's going to stay that way. Very active weather pattern, I guess.
All righty. Thank you, Charlie.